They got tunnel complexes all under the ground over there, miles and miles of them. And the Gooks stay in there. They hide their weapons. They have their hospitals. And we'd go and explore all these and find as many Gooks as we could and destroy them. Then we'd destroy the tunnels. When we'd come to a tunnel, there'd be 3 guys outside. I'd go in. The first thing you watch for was Gooks down at the bottom. There was a step off, and then it usually opened up into a small room. Well, that's usually where you found most of your booby traps, your punji sticks, spiders, rats, scorpions. And there's such a small area to move around in, and they're dark. They're pitch black, just damn near, just pitch black. It was almost like being a blind person. And you went by touch and smell and hearing. You think people seen big rats. These were like dogs. I mean, they were big. They used them a lot of time in that first section of the tunnel going in, because usually an American would back out if he seen 6 or 8 of them. They'd come up to you, and a lot of them would even rub your body, crawl over you. But I had never had none bite me. I'd usually crawl on past them. And of course, they can't order you to be a tunnel rat. You got to volunteer. I said, sure, I'm ready for it. That's let me pick my weapon. There was very few people that would do it. You could touch things and feel and tell what it was. Sometimes guys touched the wrong things. I'm not going to say I wasn't scared. There was a little place in the back of my head for that, but you had to get rid of that or you got claustrophobic. Fear can be a bad emotion. It can shake you up so bad that you can't function. So that's why I always tried to keep that adrenaline ready. When I knew I was possibly, or 9 chances out of 10, going to get a kill, that adrenaline was flowing so high that nothing else mattered but that kill.
So what would happen if you would encounter an enemy?
Well, it'd be either him or me. If you encountered him first, you shot him, vice versa. A lot of them would hesitate. I don't know why they'd hesitate. I don't know if it was because of total surprise. I had one get the drop on me, but I shot him and killed him. You could smell the goop. You could smell them. They smelled like, imagine sweat and spices mixed together, a lot of spices, real spicy. They just had an odor to them. They called me Maggot. My nickname was Maggot because I was little and white. Yeah, I had to prove myself. I was the smallest guy in the company. Sometimes there was conflicts amongst the company, and most of the time there wasn't because we was all out there to do the same thing.
But did it gain you a lot of respect to be a tunnel rat?
Yeah. That's probably what I done because there wasn't very many people could do it.
So why did you want to go to Vietnam?
Well, my father had been a World War II veteran, and my brother was in Vietnam, and I couldn't let him outdo me. There was sort of a conflict between me and my brother of who was better at what. And I had to go because he was over. There wasn't no way around it. I quit high school and went.
Were you jealous of him?
Yeah.
But jealous of what?
They was always saying how proud they was of him and stuff like that, and I never got no recognition for things I'd do, even at school. I never got no recognition. They don't want to know the real me. They want to know the Billy that was there before, and he's not there.
What happened to him?
He died in Vietnam.
But what kind of Billy was that?
Evil. The real reason they don't want to hear the stories is because most of them's too gross. They think too gross, I don't want to hear that, It bothers them. They might have a dream about it. Every kill you made seemed like it made you feel a little better. In other words, there was a place that it sort of cheered you up to a certain extent. I mean, you didn't jump up and down or, with joy and all this, but it was a place in your heart that it just made you feel good.
Could you compare it to anything?
Sex. And that sounds bad. That sounds bad because, can I say this on camera? Sex is such an enjoyable thing. You take it and you compare it to killing somebody and having the same feeling. And that's where you's at.
And that's why you do it every time?
Yeah.
How many people did you kill?
36.
And how did you keep count?
Cutting their ears off.
What did you do with them?
Your shower rods that have the metal clips on them that look like a keychain, kept them on them, hooked them on your belt loop.
Why did you take them? Was it like a trophy?
Yeah. You could show them off. Look how many I got,
And what would their reaction be?
Some people thought it was sick, grotesque, gruesome. They felt like you was dead already, you didn't have a heart.
What did you do with it?
Mm-hmm.
What did you do with the ears?
They took them away in customs. Or I'd still have them, and I could have brought them with me. It was a sense of satisfaction, too. You could look at them and think, yeah, there's that many out there that ain't going to be out there no more. Our company had the highest body count in the battalion. Excuse me. And that's all our battalion officer hollered about was body count. Get in the tunnels, get them. Get body count on land. It was constant. And it kept you driving on. Getting body count in a tunnel was more than getting one on land. You really done something if you got body count in a tunnel. When you ever been real nervous to where you felt like you was gonna lose your mind, the stuff they pounded into your head constant.
Probably the doctor, they don't like it.
We'd go out on what we call OP. It'd be a guy at the radio, guy at the M16, and me with the 14 with a scope. We'd go out on OP, we'd go possibly 2 to 3 clicks from our company by ourselves. And then we'd pick us out a pretty good spot And one day there was 11 goose come across there, and we took them on, got them all down. Trick to it, when they're walking down a dike, you shoot the middle one. Well, you got the guy in the front, turn around and look, and you got the guy in the back, he's like this. Well, then you shoot the back one. Then you go to the front. Then they're all mixed up. They don't know which way to run. You just pick them off. It's simple.
But can you imagine that I could be able to do it? I could become a killer?
Sure.
How?
By doing it,
If I would be in that situation,
yeah.
it's not so hard.
All you gotta do is pull the trigger. Gun does the rest. There was two sides to every person over there. You had good times. You had time to relax, to be yourself, what you thought was yourself. But still hidden inside of you was that killer instinct. You could turn and do it in a minute. Well, once you seen a lot of your buddies blowed in half and killed and stuff, I started drinking a lot. Carried a fifth of whiskey with me all the time. And I carried at least a pound of pot with me. Wasn't supposed to have any of that. But I smoked it on the trail. No, everybody did. A lot of guys shot up with heroin, coke. Every guy that used different narcotics made him able to do his job a little better, because everything didn't work for the same person. And a lot of guys could smoke pot and it'd make them paranoid. Well, me, it made me want to go.
I saw sometimes that when you kill people, you put playing cards on them.
Yeah,
Why?
ace of spades. We'd cut their head off and put it on a bamboo pole and put ace of spades up there. 9 chances out of 10 when you'd done that, the goose wouldn't come back to that area. It was something religious. But it wouldn't come back to that area.
Was it like a ritual?
Excuse me. Yeah.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird. Bird, bird, bird. The bird's a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird. A bird's a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. A bird's a winner, well, a bird, bird, bird. Well, a bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird. A bird's a winner, well, don't you know about the bird? Well, everybody knows that the bird is a winner, well, a bird, bird. A bird's a winner, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
That machete I got at home that I customized, I've cut many a head off with that. That's why it means so much to me. After a while, after about a month of seeing combat, it became natural. You know, it was a natural thing to do. I had a sergeant tell me when I first come over here, they call you a green seed. He told me to stick with me. And he said, I'll teach you the ropes and you'll make it home. So I stuck with him. I seen things he done that I thought were wrong. But I thought if this is the way I got to stay alive, so be it. And I done what he said and I made it home.
But you made it home because you stepped over the line of good.
Yeah. I swore I'd never do that. Made a promise to myself I'd never step over the line, but I did.
Is it easy?
Yes and no. It comes very natural. It's just a little step further. you know, just a hair, you know. It was like there was a right and there was a wrong, but it didn't seem like the wrong was that far away from the right. So I stepped over the line, and it didn't feel no different. I've often wondered if I'd go to hell. And friends have told me, no, you won't, because in the Bible it speaks of wars. So
What do they say about it?
I'm not sure.
That it's all right?
In the times of war, you won't go to hell. But I think for some of the cruel things I've done, that I will.